Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a high-end makeup tutorial for you. I've used a few brands that I absolutely love. Yes, they are expensive, but man, I just think they are worth it. So I will get started with the video and I really hope you enjoy watching. So I'm going to start out by beating this face and evening out my skin tone. I'm going in with the Kjaer, I can never say it unless I put an American accent on, Kjaer Weis. I have heard other beauty bloggers talk about this and a lot of them are from America. So that's how I learned how to say it. This is my #1 foundation at the moment. It is the most expensive individual purchase I think I've made. I think it was about 96 Australian dollars, but I opted for the packaging, so you can actually just buy the refill, which is a lot cheaper. This is a cream foundation. It's super clean. The thing that I love the most about it is so versatile. Like, if I only had to use one base product for the rest of my life, this would be it. I can use this to spot conceal. I can use it as a full coverage foundation. I can use it as my under eye concealer. It doesn't necessarily need powder to set it because it's not super oily. So that is why this is my #1 at the moment. The other good thing about this is you can apply it with your fingers on the go. You can use the beauty blender or you can use a brush. This gives the most beautiful finish. You can see it's not super oily, but there is a little bit of glow to it. Just evens everything out. And it's not very often that I would put a foundation under my eyes, but this is an exception because it's so creamy and it just helps even out that area under the eye before I apply my usual concealer. Next up, we have the RMS Beauty Uncover Up Concealer. I'm in the shade 22. This is the ultimate green beauty concealer. It can be a little bit on the oily side. If you do have super oily skin, you may need to set it with a powder because it does contain coconut oil, I believe, and it is super, super clean. I'm just going to take a concealer brush and apply that under my eyes and just spot conceal anywhere that I need a little extra coverage. I'm really focusing on the skin with these products because I am getting some photos done at the beach and I think it's good to have really hydrated, glowy, clean looking skin without too much makeup or too much powder on. I like to leave the concealer sitting on my spots, kind of sets them for a little bit before I blend out the edges, and just taking my beauty blender to blend out the edges of that concealer. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to get into this little part of your eye using a big beauty blender. I do have mini ones, but it's okay, we can fix that with our fingers. And now I'm just going back in and blending out the edges of the concealer that I put on any spots. To set my under eyes super, super lightly and just to prevent my makeup on my spots from moving around, I'm going to use a teeny tiny bit of powder. This is the RMS Beauty Unpowder. I have never ever found another powder that is as silky and fine and soft as this powder, regardless of whether or not it's green beauty or not. So I'm just focusing this on the inner part here where we applied our concealer, and just down the sides of the nose here as well. And whatever's left over, so I don't actually have any powder on my brush, then I run that to the outer corner. This does not leave your skin feeling dry. It doesn't go cakey or make your under eyes crease. Like, I cannot stand baking. It doesn't work for me. I have dry skin and I look like an old lady. My under eyes just crease to the max. So this is perfect if you have, or it's perfect for any skin type, but especially if you have dry skin. Now for the fun part, I have the RMS Beauty Signature Set in Pop Collection. Whoa, check it out. So we've got a vanilla lip balm. We have 2 of the lip to cheek, so we've got a red and a pink. We've got the highlighter and the bronzer. The only thing I thought is, why didn't they put a little mirror in there? Because this is the perfect, like, take anywhere with you. Honestly, apart from base products like that Kjaer Weis foundation, I could just use this for the rest of my life. It's so versatile. You can use it on your lips, your cheeks, your eyes. So I cannot wait to show you how this looks. I am going to start out with some bronzer. So I'm going to use a mini beauty blender to dip that in. So I'm just running this bronzer along the lower end of the bottom area of my cheekbone. And I'm sort of contouring, I suppose, using this, but just adding some warmth as well. And these products blend so beautifully. They're quite transparent. They won't sit in a line. You can blend them out very easily. And I will leave a link for you down below for all of the products. But all I can say is it so pays to shop around, because RMS Beauty is really hard to get your hands on in Australia. And I thought that, I think it was Mecca or Sephora, one of those large chains, was the only place that I could get it from for shipping purposes. I wanted to get it from an Australian site. And I came across Beauty Bay, which is not an Australian site, I don't believe. And because I spent over a certain amount, I got free tracked shipping, and the products I was buying, even in Australian dollars, were about $10 cheaper than they would have been getting them from Mecca. So I'll leave a direct link for you to where I have purchased all of these products. To add a little bit more glow and color, I'm taking the lip to cheek in, I think this is Beloved, it's the pink one here. And I'm just putting this just lightly, kind of at the top of my apples of my cheeks, that is. And this should sort of just blend with the bronzer. And if you feel like you go too crazy, just go back in with the beauty blender that you use to apply your foundation. So I might do that just to blend out the edges a little more, because I do not want to be looking like some clown going into this photo thing. Next, I'm taking the Luminizer, which is their highlighter, and I'm just using my finger to apply that. Top of the cheekbone. Give it to me. And I'm just going to put a tiny bit down the bridge of my nose and my Cupid's bow. And anywhere else I can find. I love highlighter. Slather it all over my face. So that is my base done. You can see it looks really natural. It's glowing. Oh, I love that highlighter so much. So now I'm going in with the same products. This is again why I just love these products so much. I know they are more expensive, but if you only have these as your makeup items, they're so versatile. I'm going to use these on my eyes. So I'm taking the bronzer, and I want sort of a wet looking lid, if that makes sense. So I'm using my finger, and I'm just going to go in with that on the lid. And that's just going to give a really nice glow and a little bit of bronze color. And then I'm just going to take a brush and blend out the edges of that, because being a cream product, it's more than likely going to crease. So you don't want to have a heavy amount sitting on the lid. And then I'm going back in and putting a little bit more on the center of the lid just to give some of that glow and that gloss back. So now I'm going in with a finer brush, and I'm taking that same bronzer and I'm just running that on my lower lash line. I just can't, when I do my eye makeup, I just don't look cute. I'm like, I just can't I can't do it without my mouth open. Oh, this lighting is so annoying. Sorry, the sun keeps coming and going. I look yellow, then I look tan, then I look white. I'm going back in with the highlighter and a flat brush, and I'm going to put this as my brow bone highlight. I probably should be doing this after I do my brows, but hey. Oh, do you see that highlighter? Ooh, I just spotted that out of the corner of my eye. Whoa. Moving on to the eyebrows, I'm going in with my Ecobrow in Penelope. This is kind of like the equivalent to Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow, but it's natural. So I've got my spoolie. I'm going to start out by just shaping them or sort of moving the hairs in the direction that I would like my brows to go. I like to use a fine angled brush for mine, and I just get a really small amount. I don't like doing block brows, that's not my thing. I like big, bushy brows, and I like them to look like real hair. So that's why I use fine angled brush. And I just start out on this underneath bit here, so anywhere where I'm a little bit sparse, and I just start like drawing sort of hair. Oh, I feel like something's biting me. Oh. No! So yeah, basically I do hairs up and hairs down for it to look the most natural. So once I'm kind of happy, then so important as you go to keep blending everything out with that spoolie brush. This is the third thing I've dropped in the space of this video. I think I need help. To finish off my brows, I'm going with the Jane Iredale PureBrow. This is a brow gel in Brunette. If I am doing an everyday look, I don't do the Ecobrow thing to my brows every day. I have quite big brows as it is, so I just go in with a little bit of this. But this is really good, especially because I'm hitting the beach. It's gonna be windy down there, I just know. For my mascara, I don't have a high-end mascara, but I'm using the Eye of Horus mascara. This is their Lash Lift mascara. Not, you know, a drugstore product at all either, but not super, super expensive. If you do have or know of a high-end mascara that you love, please let me know down below. So the last thing I'm going to do is take this beautiful red lip to cheek color and pat that onto my lips. I love the look of muted sort of colors. I don't like to apply lipstick properly. I love using my finger. So I've hydrated my lips and just removed any excess because you want the product to sink into the skin. So I just keep patting it on and moving my lips together until I'm happy with the color. So this is my finished makeup look using high-end, natural and cruelty-free makeup products. I really hope that you found today's video helpful. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy this video. I would so appreciate it. I cannot wait to see you in my next video. If you have any questions, suggestions, recommendations for me, please leave them in the comments down below, and I will see you next time. Bye.